you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
Today, I posted an article, relating to President Edgar Lungu's eligibility, because somebody inboxed me some arguments agreeing with me that he also believes that President Edgar Lungu is not eligible. And when I posted that, some people who I assume are PF members were posting to say, no, President Edgar Lungu is eligible, and the Concourt ruled. And I am familiar of those machinations to propagate this message that President Edgar Lungu has been declared eligible. It is not true. And I challenge anyone to pull out a judgment from the Concourt which ruled that President Edgar Lungu is eligible. It is not true. It is not true. I know, even myself, I had said this, I had come here, and I know some of you are actually saying, no, you are inconsistent, and so on and so forth. I understand. And I respect your views. But here it is. When you are with a friend, when you are with somebody, when you are in a marriage with someone, I mean, certain things you take them for granted. Certain things you take them for granted. You take them as you are given. But when you sit back, if there is something that happens, you sit back and reflect on what you were told, you actually find that, no, actually that wasn't true. That wasn't true. I'm not disputing. I was a PF propagandist. That is a fact. I was a PF propagandist. This is a fact. I've not run away from that. I have said it. I was a PF propagandist. And some of the messages, you just take them for granted, just like that. You just take them for granted. But when you sit, like when I sat in those cells for those 8 days, it gave me a very good time to reflect. I thank President Edgar Lungu for putting me in those cells for 8 days, because I had a very good reflection. A very good reflection to think about how I have been working with the PF, how I've been treated by the PF, even not just about the cells, how I have tried to do so much for PF. It gave me a very, very good time to reflect about all these things, such that when I came out, I was resolved to stand on my own as Chilufya Tayali, not to be following the PF like a dog following a bone, because somehow this is how I felt. I felt like I was that person that was, that dog that is following a bone. The steak na varia, but there is only a bone which they keep, putting on your mouth, wanuisha, and you keep following, wanuisha, you keep following, but they are not actually giving it to you. They are not actually giving it to you. They are just making you sniff the bone, and you keep following them wherever they are going, and your reason is gone. You don't reason properly. You don't look at things properly. During that time, that bone which I kept on following, sniffing, dimbinalaria, was not there. And I came to realize I was alone. I was alone. I looked around. Where are all those friends of mine? Those people that I thought they are my friends. Where are they? They were nowhere. Babomani, nowhere. Eh? All the peer friends of mine, they were nowhere. Kampiongo, nowhere. I came to realize, to say, oh, I'm on my own. And I started going through things. Even when I came out, I started going through things. I've been going through things. And a number of things I'm saying, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. But the problem that I had, it's this, this dependency on the patriotic front. This dependence on the patriotic front. It's a truth. Me, I say things as they are. The dependence on the patriotic front made me blind to a number of issues. And I want you to know, my brothers and sisters in PF, that this is not about you guys. This is not about me hating PF. Frankly speaking, up to today, I have a soft spot for PF. Up to today, I have a soft spot for PF. The problem that I have, it's those who are on top. Those who are on top, this is my problem. My problem is not PF as a party, but those who are on top. That is my problem. So my friends in PF, please, I know you want also to survive like me. So you have to stay in PF. I know you also know that some of these things are not right. But you can't do anything. I know even some of you former ministers who were ministers, I know that you also know, and some of you agree with me here. You know that what some of these things I'm talking about are actually true. But you can't talk. You are scared. I understand you. I was in a similar situation. I know there are a number of people that are, that are attached to the PF for survival. You call us Mushanina Wali, but it's more than Mushanina Wali. It's about survival. It's about life. It's about life. Some people that are attached to PF, I mean, when they detach themselves, how do they live? How do they live? Someone posted an article about, those people who persevere or who stay in abusive marriage. And she said, sometimes it's difficult to say, if I leave this person, where am I going to start from? How am I going to live? And so no matter how much you are abused, because your livelihood depends on this person, you stay there. You stay there. And I've kind of related, because even now that I'm out of PF, trust me, already things are not so easy. Things are not so easy. Because you people are just good at saying, no, we are with you. We are with you. But it ends there. It ends there. I was there. I brought out my budget here to say, this is what I need to campaign for the mayor opposition. And a number of people were making pledges here and there. Ask me how many have fulfilled those pledges. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, tough times are ahead of me. But it's okay. I look up to God than to human beings. The point I'm trying to make is that what I'm saying here is true. What I'm saying here is true. And even you, some of you in PF, much as you may not like it, because you are also depending on PF, but the facts are just facts. And the facts this evening, I'm telling you, are that there is no court that declared President Edgar Lungu eligible. There is no court. If there is a court that declared President Edgar Lungu eligible, if there is any judgment, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you to bring it out. Bring it out if there is any court that said, here Edgar Lungu is eligible, bring it out. There is no court. Because the first case that was brought by Wadanpule, of course, engineered by State House, like many other things, because that was not brought by Wadanpule, that was engineered by State House. Because they started this issue a long time. They started about immediately during the 2016, immediately after 2016, this issue was there. And I know. And I'm sparing you by not disclosing some of the details. I will not go there, but I will just discuss it from the top so that you don't say, no, look, he's bringing out even the secrets. No, I'm not going to bring out the secrets. The secrets I will not bring out, you know. But I have deposited them to people that I believe have my interest at heart. I've deposited them if anything happens to me, because I know how desperate people can be over this issue. So I know that my life is in danger even discussing this. But for me, I have to tell you the truth. If it's to die, I'll die for the truth. And the truth of the matter is that no court declared President Edgar Lungu eligible. No court. No court. The first case of Wadanpule and Avena Musoni and Peter Chanda, it was not about, it was not, it did not, the court did not declare President Edgar Lungu eligible. It didn't. And I have the judgment here. I have the judgment with me. And the question that was asked by Avena Danpule, by Wadanpule and his friends, the question that was asked, the two questions, they asked two questions. Okay, two questions that they asked. They are totally different to what John Sangwa has brought before court. Totally different. Totally different. So this issue of saying, no, John Sangwa is going back with the same case, it is not true. They are totally different. Totally different. And I will read through the questions that were brought by Wadanpule, and I will show you the issue that is being brought by John Sang. So here are the issues that were brought by Wadanpule. There are actually four. The first was whether His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa Lungu will have served 2 terms. Whether President Edgar Chagwa Lungu would have served 2 terms for purposes of Article 1063. And this 106 is in the new constitution. It's in the new constitution. As read with Article 1066 of the Constitution of Zambia at the expiry of his term. This is in 2016, they are bringing up this issue. And they are saying, will President Edgar Lungu be eligible? Be eligible. Would he have served, not be eligible, would he have served 2 terms? That is what they are asking. They are asking, will President Edgar Lungu, would he have served 2 terms at the end of his term, meaning 2021? And they are talking about from the time that he started, from the time that he came in January 2015 to September 2016, and then from 2016 to 2021. They are asking, if he finishes this at the end of the day, would he have served 2 terms according to Article 106 3 and 1066 of the new constitution. Of the new constitution. This is their question. So in other words, if we can put it in another way, they are asking the time from January 5th, is it 5th January to September 2016, and then 2016, is it a term? Is it a term? Because we know for sure that 2016 to 2021 it's a full term. So they are asking that first time.
Well, this is a report from Davi-tech-media. Remember to click subscription button and to hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be posted and produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
Now,
Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
Based on which constitution? Based on the new constitution. And this is why the court even said in the new constitution, it is possible for a person to rule for 13 years. It's possible. Because where we are coming from, it was not possible for somebody to rule for 13 years. It was not possible. Because once you are elected twice, that's it. So it was not possible. But in the new constitution, it is possible. Because when the president dies, or the vice president comes in, it has to be 3 years. It has to be 3 years. So actually not 13 years, but less than 13 years. Less than 13 years, 12 years you can actually rule. Because if it is 2 years, then you can do 2 years plus 10 years, you can do 12 years. You can do 12 years. It is possible. And it is possible that you can actually be elected 3 times in the new constitution. It is possible. And these guys, they wanted President Edgar Lungu to be eligible at that point. That's why they took this to court. But when I say that some of the people who are around President Edgar Lungu, they are not as sharp. They are not as sharp. And this is why we have had mishap. So with due respect to the legal team of President Edgar Lungu, with due respect to the legal team of President Edgar Lungu, and President Edgar Lungu himself as a lawyer. But you see, they make these mistakes because they are quick. They are quick and they are very emotive. They want to sort out things, you know, in a quick way, without being reflective, without, you know, they want a shortcut. When you want a shortcut, things will always be backfiring. PF at the moment is full of shortcuts. Shortcuts in the way that they want to get treated. Shortcuts in the way that they want to win popularity from the people. Shortcuts in the way that they are trying to develop this country. And because of these shortcuts, we are in problems. Most of the problems that we have, it's because they want to do things shortcut. They just want to do top dressing. But down there is nothing. This is the problem that PF has at the moment. It is a big problem. Look at, a good example is, look at, yesterday I was just looking at cement. The president came in and, you know, shortcut. A statement was issued, no, the prices of cement is being inflated. It has to go down. I don't know if it went down. But I saw the price of cement is still high. Because it stopped dressing. The president came in and spoke about cement. And somebody issued a statement that cement will go down. I don't think it went down. Yesterday I saw cement. It was 138, 140 something. You don't sort out problems like that. You don't. Same thing, cooking oil. How much is cooking oil? Somebody came up, shortcut. No, let's not import cooking oil. Cooking oil has gone high. Now they are saying, let's import cooking oil. Panic mode. Shortcuts. Now we'll bring mini mill, hammer mill, solar hammer mills. Mini mill will be cheap. Mini mill will be 52 kwacha. How much is mini mill? Even during this time of harvest, how much is mini mill? Shortcuts. President Edgar Lungu is legible. Instead of really looking at things properly, shortcuts. Even now, they want to do a shortcut. You don't sort out, you don't run a country like that. You need to be objective. As a leader, as leaders, you need to be objective. You look at things objectively. And if only President Edgar Lungu would look at this objectively, he would find the right answers. But the problem is, there is an emotion that is attached to it. And they want to do a shortcut. But it can't work like that. You don't sort out problems like that. You end up having problems. And PF, if they are not careful over this eligibility, they might end up in problems when they would have sorted out this issue properly. For example, they would have, if they looked at it objectively and found out that no, President Edgar Lungu is not eligible, they would have a smooth handover to guarantee success of the party in the elections. But now, look, some of the people that I was talking to, they would bear witness with me that I used to say this. I used to say, can we look at this issue once and for all? I used to offer, can we look at this issue once and for all? But people were scared. They couldn't. But I was just speaking in the best interest of the country. When I was saying, let's go to court and bring these questions, people were scared. Now, it has come. So, the issue is, no court has declared President Edgar Lungu eligible, nothing. The Dan Pula case was looking at the time, that one from January to September, was it a full term according to the new constitution? That is what it was dealing with. But when you go to John Sangwa's case now, it is not talking about that time. John Sangwa is now talking about to say, John Sangwa's issue is saying, President Edgar Lungu came in the old constitution. And what applied to him, it's what is written in the old constitution. That's what applied to him. That's what they are arguing now. And they are saying, according to the old constitution, once you are elected, it counted as one. Whether you stay for 2 days, whether you stay for 3 days, once you are elected, that's it. That is the argument that John Sangwa is making. So he's saying, before this new constitution came in, President Edgar Lungu already had a term, because at the constitution at that point was simply saying elected twice, and President Edgar Lungu was elected once. It counted as once. Then he signed a new constitution. This new constitution is the one that is talking about the vice president, that is talking about the running mate, that is talking about 51% plus 1. These things only applied after 2016 or after it was assented to. You cannot take it back. This is the argument that John Sangwa has this time around. So it is a fresh case. It is not a case that has bbeen dealt with. Tuilave mwebe na Zambia. You could be PF, you could be UPND, but let us look at national matters objectively. Let us look at this issue objectively. I am not saying this because we are Edgar Lungu Balindonga Maseos. Yes, Charlie Nkalipa. That is a fact. I can't pretend that a person I considered a father, a person that I sacrificed for so much, could do such a thing. Charlie Nkalipa, that's a fact. But I'm a Christian. I forgive and move on. I've forgiven and I've moved on. But that doesn't mean that what President Edgar Lungu did was right. No. Others have been saying, no, you apologize. No, what am I going to apologize for? What I said is true. What I said is true. And even if I was wrong, why should he why should he treat me like that? Certainly that I'm not happy about. But I've forgiven and I've moved on. And on this matter, I'm looking at this matter objectively. And don't be surprised because some of you are still saying, no, you are still with PF. I'm not with PF, but if PF, they do something right, you accuse PF Ifyabufi or by Edgar Lungu Ifyabufi, I'll still defend him. I'll defend him. Tomorrow, you bring up some lies against President Edgar Lungu, I will stand and defend him. I will defend him. I will say, this is not true about President Edgar Lungu. This is not the way I know him, or this is not true. I will defend him. So don't get it twisted, because some people are, they're sort of like blackmailing me, especially with this position that I'm contesting as mayor. No, don't support your PF, because if you support your PF, we won't vote for you. Napapata. Me, I want to be genuine. I want to be truthful. So don't ask me, even to support even wrong things, or to accuse PF or President Edgar Lungu, even things that he has not done. I will not do that just for the votes. Nothing. If I lose, fine. Today we were discussing with my wife to say, okay, if you go through, that's fine. If you don't go through, this is the route that we will take. We are already planning for everything. We are not desperate. I'm not desperate. So the point is, John Sangwa's case is very fresh. It's fresh. The issues that he has brought are totally different from the issues that were brought by Dan Pule, from the issues that were brought by Kapalasa, because Kapalasa's issue is also similar. Same thing. And at the end of the day, the one who is letting down President Edgar Lungu is the people that are around him. The people that are around him. But I'm not going to blame them, because it's President Edgar Lungu who appointed those people. It's President Edgar Lungu who appointed his legal advisor. It's President Edgar Lungu who appointed his political advisor. So he bears responsibility. And of course, it is also the cowardice of the members of the Central Committee, the senior members of the Patriotic Front. Some of you senior members of the Patriotic Front, you share my views. I know you share my views, but you are so scared. You are so scared. President Edgar Lungu, who came in as a lamb, a lamb which is our symbol, as a lamb, a humble man, has become a man that everyone is so scared of. No one questions anything. President Edgar Lungu, no one. Now, at least we used to answer back. Me, I argued with Vasata before. I argued with Vasata where he even got upset. So, he was King Cobra, but at least you could answer back. No one answered back to President Edgar Lungu, because he won't even give you an opportunity, by the way. He won't give you an opportunity. President Edgar Lungu will just sort you out, quietly. He will sort you out quietly without even appearing anywhere. And I know that drill. I know how things happen. I know how he sorts out. Some of you have been saying, why didn't you call President Edgar Lungu and tell him? You think President Edgar Lungu, you can just call him anyhow and he gives you audience? Even ministers, they struggle to meet President Edgar Lungu. Ministers, they struggle to meet President Edgar Lungu. So don't think it is that easy. But at the end of the day, all these kind of these issues where you are not able to engage, freely, they blow up in your face in certain issues. Like it blew up in the face of President Edgar Lungu when he insisted that no, ministers should stay in office. It blew up in his face. There are a number of things that have blown up in his face. Of course, we have not just amplified them. And so, give me a little bit of respect in our PF, because some of these things, I'm not bringing them out. I'm still respecting the confidentiality that we had. I'm respecting it. So at least give me some respect as well. Don't just look at me from a point of view to say, no, Tayali na Twalu killer and he's shooting at us. No, there is a lot that I'm not talking. That's why I'm quiet. Just let me be a mayor. I'll just be operating at that level, working, serving the people of Lusaka. But of course, I will speak out on national matters. I will speak out. But at least, I will not be a puppet. I will not be somebody that, is overlooking things. At least I will be able to speak objectively. I want to be objective. This is why I don't even want to join UPND. Those of you who are saying, no, join UPND, I don't want. Because I want to be objective. I want to be objective. And I can only be objective if I stand on my own. Nakasara dininji kwa tiranemu as a mayor. I will be objective. I will be saying things as they are. As a political leader. As somebody who wants to save the people of this country. Essentially, what I wanted to talk about tonight is that this case of John Sangwa, don't be cheated that John Sangwa has been notoriously approaching the Concourt over the same issue. No, it's not the same issue. It's a different issue. I have seen that Linda Kasonde has also petitioned. I haven't seen what is in that what she has petitioned on, so I don't know. I won't comment. Tomorrow I hope I can see the petition and understand what it is. But in as far as John Sangwa's case is concerned, this is a new case. He's simply saying President Edgar Lungu came in the old constitution. What applied to him was the old constitution. And like somebody said, he said, look, President Edgar Lungu did not win by 50% plus 1. When he came first time, he didn't win by 50% plus 1. Why? Because at that time, 50% plus 1 was not applicable. What was applicable was, once you win, the first past the post. That's what applied. Meaning whoever has more votes, whichever votes, even if it is less than 50%, it's okay. Like President Edgar Lungu, he won by 47%. It was not 51% because the constitution at that point allowed President Edgar Lungu to be president with 47%. And that's why he was sworn in. And when he was sworn in, the same constitution was saying, once you are elected, once, chapwa. It doesn't matter whether Waikalamo 2 days, whether Waikalamo 1 hour, as long as you are elected, sworn, chapwa. That is what that constitution was saying. The term is being discussed in this constitution, and this is what Vadan Pule took to court. According to this term, and the court was was on point. They said, yeah, according to this constitution, we can't say this is a term, But the second question, look at the second question. The second question, whether as a matter of the constitutional law, of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, is eligible for election as president for another 5-year term following his current term of office, which commenced 13th September. They ask now, second question, is he going to be eligible after his term yakwe year 2016? What did the court say? The court did not say yes. They said, since now we push the first one, we have said that the term, it's not a term. We cannot be dealing with this one. Not to Asukakale. They said it is odious. Odious. Ask Amaligo whatever, they will explain to you. It's irrelevant to start discussing this after Natu Asukei. And when they were answering the first one, they removed Edgar Lungu. They said, let's put it in general. You see, those people in the Concourt don't think they are very wise people. They refused. They removed Edgar Lungu. They said, let's put it in general. That's what they said. When they were answering the issue of the term, they refused to put Edgar Lungu there. They said, let's not personify this one. Let's remove it. We are putting it in general. And they put it in general. And when they are finishing, they even said, it is possible for somebody to have more than 10 years in this constitution. So it didn't apply to President Edgar Lungu. What they discussed was the time. In case it happens again, how are we going to look at it? That's how they looked at it. They didn't discuss the old constitution. No, they didn't. And when they removed Edgar Lungu, when they came to the second question is asking, Bushe Edgar Lungu, is he going to be eligible after this term? Ngawapuisha 2021, is he going to be eligible? The court refused to discuss that. They said it's odious. We cannot enter into that. No. Not to Asukakale, we have already answered what is on top. So we end here. We are not going to discuss that. But they removed Edgar Lungu. They removed him. They said, no, we are not going to be personal. We are going to discuss it in general. So it didn't apply to President Edgar Lungu. The people that took this case to court, they wanted the court to say, yes, he's eligible. But the court refused. The judgment is there. Read it. They never said Edgar Lungu is eligible. Nothing. For Kapalasa, I know how that case went. I know. But the court still, you cannot falter the court. The court still refused to say, we have dealt with this in the Danpule case. And the Danpule case is not attributing anything to Edgar Lungu. They spoke about it in general. And most importantly, they were talking about the current constitution and not the constitution that put Edgar Lungu with 47% in power. So, bane, the PF, mwalampata yo shana, mwimpata bane. Efo ndela nda, fishinka. Fishinka, achukwe belenfo yanoko, mutanshi. PF does not belong to one man. PF belong to all the members. President Edgar Lungu is not the founder. He's not even the founder of PF. He just took over from SATA. Why are you scared to discuss this? Why are you scared to table this? Why are you scared to make a decision over this? If you start saying, yo, Tayali. I've got no reason to hate him. Yes, he put me myself in Kalipa. But in Shiva Patile, and I appreciate him. Ili ma benefits banjingirire munganda, bansendere fintu, niba Edgar Lungu bandipirire. Nanomba nende tasha, ndakunkula. You came to my aid. A number of times when I was stranded, I knocked on your door. You helped me. I don't hate you. But let's look at the Constitution. Let's look at the Constitution. To those of you who are saying, no, walela ndachana shanchan, ninsumina, yona liluba, kuti banjererako. Nururu wako bati, uletina, ko bati nganalanda ko nganalanda ko nalelanda mumbali mwena. I used to talk in the corridors. I would say, kakantu akanshireka muna bwino. Those I used to talk to, they know. Even Greece knows. I used to say, akakantu chen tukalole shepo bwino bushe tulifya bwino up. No, it's okay. We were just busy. Chite wants to take over from President Edgar Lungu. Chite wants to take over from President Edgar Lungu. So, I also used to be scared to say, Charina Maido, they might accuse me that this one is the one who has sent me to talk about this. They might accuse me because Chilufya was my friend. That they might say Chilufya is the one sending you. Oh, Chitotera is sending you. Oh, Kampyongo is sending you. I didn't want to put my friends in problems. But I was genuinely concerned over this issue. I'm not saying President Edgar Lungu is not eligible. It is up to the court, because this time around, it is Edgar Lungu who is the subject. They will be discussing Edgar Lungu. Muliba Danpule, they were not discussing Edgar Lungu. No, we are discussing this generally. This time around, they will be discussing Edgar Lungu because Edgar Lungu has filed in. He has filed in. John Sangwa had to wait for President Edgar Lungu to file in because he could not file in his case before President Edgar Lungu files in. Because he might be going to court to discuss Edgar Lungu, and yet Edgar Lungu is not even interested in contesting. So he would have been told to go home, to say, why are you bringing this case? This person is not a candidate. Now, President Edgar Lungu is a candidate. So the court has to declare, is he eligible or not eligible? This is why we are in the Concourt today. And I'm sure I've made my point clear. I am not in any way, please bear with me. I'm not discussing this out of emotions or out of any ulterior motive or for political expediency. No, I'm simply discussing this as a Zambian citizen, a patriotic Zambian. That is why I'm discussing this. And I know a number of people have been misled that the Concourt ruled over this one. This is why I decided to come and make that clarification that no court declared President Edgar Lungu. If he is going to be declared eligible, it is this time around. The case of John Sangwa is a new case. He's arguing that President Edgar Lungu, at the time that he went in court, he went into government, it counted only twice, and he did once. Plus, the 2016, he has done twice. That is the argument of John Sangwa. It is up to the court to make a ruling on that one.
If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media.